Thank you so much, Ms. You really are awesome. That was great, and we really appreciate it. You know, it's interesting. The next panel is a really important part of our event because it's really when young people get to talk about how they are doing, becoming activists, and what they are doing to make the internet and the world a kinder and gentler and better place. And the reality is that in many ways, the moderator of the panel, even though he doesn't exactly look like the Miz and he has a very different background, in many ways they share a similarity, which is in terms of wanting to really go out there and change the world and make things happen and live their own dream. And so I am very proud to present the next moderator of our panel, Leo Sheng, who is a film student at the University of Michigan, where he's written and directed several short films. He hopes to use film the same way he's used social media to let the world know about stories that are often untold, and also to increase transgender visibility and awareness. He's a big name on Instagram. Many of you may have seen his images and posts on Instagram, and I know he's going to have a great panel, so I'm looking forward to Leo, and Leo will introduce the rest of the panelists. Thank you.
How's it going, everyone? Cool. All right, so we've got a really great panel. I was looking through everyone's bios and everything that they've accomplished. So really excited to hear what they have to say about all their programs and organizations that they've worked on, and I hope everyone else is excited. First, we've got Sergio Flores. He works with Inspire Ed at Partners with Facebook. If you want to come on up. Yeah. Helen Lee, junior at Loara High School in Orange County. Ruby Rawlinson, a senior at Redwood High in Marin County. Christopher Rim, he's at Yale studying psychology and neuroscience. And Laura Mashayak, who is a senior at Brentwood High School. So really, we're just wanting to hear what everyone's been doing with their programs and their organizations, and how they've done what they've done and why they've done that. So if everyone can just kind of share a little bit about themselves, your background, and how you got involved the way you did would be great. Anyone wants to start?
Is this on?
Is it?
Yo, check. Oh, it's on. All right. I mean, I guess I'm closest, so I have to go first. So hi. First off, this is really cool because we're all not at school right now. I'm really excited about that. So hi, my name is Helen Lee. I'm from Anaheim, California. Disneyland is like my next door neighbor, and I'm a junior. Who here is a junior? All right, class of 2017. Nice. So yeah, I'm involved in ASB at my school. I go to Loara High School, and in ASB, my job is I am social marketing commissioner. So I am all about positivity, and I'm all about just showcasing my school. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Hello. Hi, my name is Sergio Flores. I'm 19. I work with Inspire Ed at Facebook, and I also make videos on YouTube. So I'm actually recording right now. If you guys want to be in the YouTube video. Yeah, awesome. But yeah, just working with Inspire Ed, and also like Helen here, we want to create better learning communities and spread positivity and highlight people who are doing awesome things. So yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Laura Mashayak. I'm a senior at Brentwood High School in LA. I got involved in Inspire Ed over the summer because I just really fell in love with its movement, and I really cared deeply about creating better environments in schools, and have had experience with bullying myself, so I care a lot about it. And I'm going to be attending the University of St. Andrews in the fall in Scotland, so I'm very excited.
Hi, is this on? Oh, okay, awesome. Hi, my name is Ruby Rawlinson. I am a senior in high school. Is anyone else a senior? Woo! All right, keep it up, guys. We are almost done. So I go to Redwood High School, which is just north of San Francisco, and I'm really excited to be here to represent Beyond Differences, which is a nonprofit based out of San Francisco dedicated to helping end social isolation. So thanks for having us.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christopher Rim, and I'm a junior, not in high school, but at Yale University. And I work with Sergio and Lara at Inspire Ed at Facebook. And yeah, we're just here to talk about how to make the world a more kinder and braver place. So yeah, thanks.
So we're talking a lot about how to make this internet safer and how to make you feel empowered to do so, and clearly you've all done some really awesome stuff. What made you feel empowered? What helps you feel like you could do what you're doing now?
Hello. Okay, I guess I'll start. Well, me, I've been bullied also before as a young kid. Like, I'm Asian, so I went to a school that was mostly mainly like Hispanics. So I was kind of made fun of a lot. Like, I was called all the names. I was like, oh, like, hey, you chink, or like, you fob, and like stuff like that. So I was bullied a lot. I also had like mild scoliosis, so I had to like carry like a rolling backpack around. And I used to get bullied about that too. Like, they would like break my rolling backpack and like make fun of me and all this stuff. So it's like, when you go through a lot, you want to make sure that no one has to go through the same things that you have to. So that's what definitely really empowers me, the fact that I can help and improve that so no one has to feel helpless again.
So I'm from East Palo Alto, California, and in my community, it's very small, and the outside community like only highlights negative. Like in the media, it's only negative if you search up East Palo Alto. And growing up, I didn't really like that because I saw my peers and the media didn't reflect what was going on in my community. So that inspired me to stand for my community and show people that it doesn't matter if you're from this community. You can do whatever you want to do, and you can create the life that you want to have. So, yeah.
I also have actually a very similar experience to her, only I was bullied a lot because I was Iranian American, and nowadays, especially with the media, there is a lot of a stigma about being Iranian. So and also I just grew up in a very, I want to say, tough environment socially at my school, so I definitely want to improve that environment and make sure that other people don't have to suffer the same way, and especially for people who have suffered far worse than I have. Like, I want to make a better environment for them.
Hello? Okay, we're back at it. What empowers me? I would say middle school students. Through Beyond Differences, what I do is I go out and I share my story, and I say that middle school is not an easy time, and I think everyone can relate to that. And saying I have felt socially isolated in middle school, and having middle schoolers come up to me after assemblies and tell me, hey, I feel the same way you do, and I'm glad that someone is saying something because I've experienced that too. That's what empowers me to keep sharing my story and to keep talking to kids about this, because I think it's such an important conversation. So you guys all empower me, so thank you for being here.
So in 10th grade, one of my family friend committed suicide, and because he was bullied, and I didn't really know what to do after that, but I knew I had to do something. So I started a nonprofit while I was in 10th grade to really educate students about like bystander intervention and what bullying can really do to someone. So I did that, and right now, like a year later, somehow Lady Gaga heard about it. So we helped with her launch of the Born This Way Foundation. So all the youth that I've met through the foundation and through the different tours that we've been on, really empowered me and inspired me to keep doing the work. So, yeah.
Thank you all for sharing. I know personal experiences can really be a really strong driving force behind reasons why we do what we do. With that said, and with all the personal experiences you shared, do you have any advice for folks who kind of work from personal experience and how to help stay kind of grounded in a platform that, as Ms. was talking about, there's a lot of online bullying. You know, how do you stay level-headed through all of that while sharing such personal aspects of yourself?
Kind of like how I feel and like think is that no one can make you feel like inferior except yourself. Like, it's up to you on how you feel and how your emotions. So anyone can tell you anything about you, but it's like they're not you, you know? Like, you know yourself and you know that you're not whatever they call you. So it's like, why would you let it get to you, you know? Do you, boo, do you.
Yeah, that's great. And to add on to that, I would say surround yourself with awesome people that if you do get affected, you have people around you that will lift you up and that'll talk you out of that, whatever you're going through. And yeah, that's what's helped me a lot, just keeping people that are positive and that I admire around me, and that really helps.
I firmly believe in being courteous both online and to yourself and to others in your life. So I just think that always thinking before you speak and always thinking before you write something online, to think if you would want someone else to say the same thing to you is a really good way of kind of understanding if it's something that you should post. And as far as kind of coping with being bullied, from personal experience, finding something that I was really passionate about and just running with it really helps. So for me, I found my theater crew and my choir crew. So from there, it really helped me gain confidence and believe in myself. So just follow your passion.
I would definitely agree with that, and surrounding yourself with a community of peers who support you no matter what is definitely very important. But as far as like online kind of things, I would say my biggest piece of advice is to take it offline. If there's someone who writes something about you on your Facebook, or you post a video of yourself singing on YouTube, someone says this is terrible, you know, take it offline and take the time to not respond to that and escalate it online, because the more you say online, the deeper it gets, and if you ignore it, you are definitely the bigger person. So that's one thing I always keep in mind, is just before I post anything, calm down, take 10 deep breaths, like, is it really worth it to escalate this online? And most of the time it's not. So that would be my big piece of advice.
And like right now as a college student, like sometimes when my friends, if they don't know what to do or they're just like bored, I don't know if you guys heard of this, but like what we do is we like backstalk someone. So we like go to like back to like 2009 on their Facebook page and like all of their embarrassing stuff so that it all comes back up. And the stuff that we like uncovered is like really insane. But I'm saying this because whatever you post online, whether you delete it or not, is going to be online forever. Anyone can take a screenshot of it, or even if it's Snapchat. I had a friend, because like they tell you if you like screenshot it. So my friend actually used another camera to take a picture of the screen on the phone, which was insane. But literally, whatever you send like online is basically pretend as if you're sending it to everyone, including your parents. They're gonna see everything. So that's how you have to think before you post or really text or do anything through the internet. So yeah.
So, with all of this all these personal aspects that go into your work, Lara, Sergio, and Chris, can you speak a little bit about how that ties into what you do at Inspire Ed?
I'll go. Yeah. So how it ties into Inspire Ed. So, like I was saying, like what I like to do is surround myself with really cool people that I really like and that have goals and are doing something with their lives. And so Inspire Ed, what we're creating, we already have 20 pioneer schools across the country, and basically we're building a community so you can join and have that support and see other people like Chris and Laura and you who are doing awesome things and get inspired by each other. So that's how it ties in.
So like when I started my organization to talk about bystander intervention in 10th grade, to be honest, I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't have the research. I didn't have all the different methods to teach the students, but at that time I just had to do something. But now that we have the research through the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence and through Inspire Ed, we have all of the data, we have all of the necessary resources to really change the culture and climate of schools that will prevent bullying, harassment, and like intimidation. So instead of figuring out a way to punish the bullies, which is what schools are mostly doing, trying to change the culture of the school so bullying doesn't take place would be a better approach. And that's what really Inspire Ed is about, changing the culture and climate of schools to make it a more positive learning experience. So, yeah. So start Inspire Ed team.
Chris, you mentioned bystander intervention a couple of times. Do you mind explaining what that is, in case folks don't know?
Yeah, so there are multiple types of bystander intervention, but basically, like when I started it, I didn't. I literally only thought of like one type because I didn't know. But really, if I see, or if someone sees another person getting bullied, it might not be the safest idea to really intervene because you might become the next target. But what you can do is talk to the victim after and try to console them and think of ways to help them or comfort them. It doesn't have to be like, oh, like if two people are fighting, just get in the middle of it, because then you might get hurt. So do it after, talk to them, because they probably need someone to talk to. And I think that's really important. People don't realize that even if it feels like the whole argument or the whole situation's over with, it really isn't, because it stays with you for a very long time. So, yeah.
So, Helen, you started, you are part of the hashtag I Can Help project. Do you mind speaking about that and where that came from? And
Yeah, of course. I Can Help. Hi, Matthew. I Can Help is a great organization that brings students together to target bullying. There's been like multiple experiences where hashtag I Can Help has really helped target bullying scenarios. But from my personal experience attending Loyola High School, we started a Facebook page. I don't know if you guys know a Facebook page called Humans of New York. Well, two girls at our school started a Facebook page called Humans of Loyola High School, which is basically just like a Facebook page that is able to share like multiple student stories. So obviously, you know, when things first start out, not everything starts out very positively. We first started getting hate, like some students would showcase their stories, and then we had someone who made like a hate Instagram account that was like F Humans of Loyola or something, and what they would do was they would repost our pictures. They would repost like these students' pictures, and they would just comment such negative things. They would just be like, oh, like, that girl's stupid, or oh, she's like a whore, she's a slut. Like they would just say such terrible things about these students who haven't done anything wrong, and they had the courage to be able to share their stories. So with hashtag I Can Help, what we did was a bunch of students from my school, over 100 students, went on the Instagram account and they hashtagged I Can Help. And in less than 24 hours, the Instagram account was deleted and the person's IP address was tracked, and now no longer the person attends their school. And even though that happened to us, it actually made us stronger, because now our page, Humans of Loyola High School, has over 1,000 likes. It's been featured on NBC News. A bunch of a bunch of high schools in our district have also made other humans of. So for example, there's humans of Kennedy High School, humans of Anaheim High School. So it's really great. So because of hashtag I Can Help, it unites students together and makes them not feel alone because we all have each other. And not only because of hashtag I Can Help, but it also brought a spotlight on our school. Does anyone watch YouTube videos? You guys watch YouTube videos? Nice, awesome. What about any girls with you guys watch Beauty Gurus? Anyone? Yeah, that's right. Do you guys know a girl named Bethany Moda? Yeah. So Bethany Moda, a couple girls from our school contacted her, and because of that, she actually came on our campus. She came on our school, and she gave a talk because her campaign is also anti-bullying. So it was really awesome because she came to her school and she gave a whole speech. We had an assembly with her about anti-bullying. Lots of students were able to share their stories, and we had a meet and greet, and we got to take like a bunch of pictures of her and everything. So hashtag I Can Help is a really amazing organization that brings students together to really target bullying. So if you guys are ever facing anything, any like cyberbullying or anything that's inappropriate, you guys can always rely on hashtag I Can Help or hashtag I Can Delete Negativity to really make sure that doesn't happen anymore.
Great, that's awesome. And Ruby, do you mind speaking a little more about Beyond Differences and how that kind of came about?
Yeah, of course. So Beyond Differences is a nonprofit dedicated to ending social isolation, and we were founded 5 years ago. And we started off the idea that middle school can be a time that sucks, right? Sometimes it can. And so we started with that idea. I went into schools and just started a conversation with kids about their middle school kind of experiences. And we found that like recently, as in the last year or two, that once kids go home, it doesn't end there, and that with all of this technology, it's only like getting worse. So let's see, for example, how many of you guys have Instagrams? Okay, so 100%. And how many of you guys show your mom a picture on Instagram and she tries to zoom in? Right? Okay, exactly. See? So what we found is that we completely speak a different language than our parents do, right? This is a whole new animal. No one really knows what the long effects of all of this like social media is, right? So we said we're gonna bring it to the students and see what they have to say. So with middle school students and high school students together, we kind of made our own online campaign, right? Because we went to middle schools and we said, okay, let's be real, the parents don't know what's cool anymore, right? We're gonna make inclusion the new cool. So we talked to middle schoolers and they were like, okay, this is awesome, we wanna do this, this, and this, and that's how we formed 4 month-long campaigns. So the first one is hashtag 10 deep breaths, which is basically pretty self-explanatory, taking 10 deep breaths before you post online, right? Don't escalate the problem. And then there's hashtag SUSI, which stands for stand up, step in. So that's just saying, like, if you see someone being cyberbullied, stand up for them offline. So stand up for them in person and step in to be the one to tell someone about it and to be the one to make awareness. So that's how we came up with our 4 month-long campaigns, is really talking to middle schoolers and getting inspired by you guys and having you guys design them so that they take off. And that's basically what it is. So if you guys have any ideas for that, I would love to hear them too.
The cool thing about this panel is that even if not everyone is in high school currently, a lot of the things that were created in high school or really close to high school age. So while you were doing that, what kind of support did you receive in starting your projects, and what was that like?
Definitely, I got a lot of support from my friends, my peers, and also the teachers on my campus. Definitely, if you do not have a club or anything, like I know at my school we have bridges. If you do not have like a club where it like makes the school like inclusive or safe, definitely maybe start a club or talk to your mentors or teachers about it. I know that definitely since I'm an ASB, a lot of my students want to make the campus a very inclusive campus. So we basically just got together and we were like, we want to stop bullying. We want to make a difference in our school.
I also have again another similar situation as her, but I got a lot of support again from my friends and family and even friends outside of school. So it was great because I was able to engage people from other schools as well on this great project. So just do what you got to do.
I actually So my school is fairly new. It has like 300 people, including 7th and 8th graders. So there's only one club, and it's led by teachers. And I really wanted to start a club there. And what I did to get support is I found a mentor, and he kind of helped me out. And I didn't want to start this club because I thought to myself, who would want to join this? Who would want to do this? But having that one person believe in me and create this vision of having a club that really just supports each other. And if you feel like you don't fit in school, or you have you want to start a YouTube channel but you're too scared, like this club would help you, and this club would help you do what you want to do. So definitely find a mentor and people within the school, and they'll help you out.
So I would say, as far as support that we've received, is that what's so great about this is that it's online and you can take it anywhere. So what we did is we tried to we tried to tweet at a bunch of celebrities, right? And we said, hey, we're having a Be Kind Online day. We're trying to make a pledge. Come sign it. Come spread the word, right? And what happens is, I mean, a lot of the time, celebrities aren't going to see your tweets, right? But last year we got Joe Montana to retweet it, and Snoop Dogg, I think he was Snoop Lion at the time, but who knows? So what happens is, if you keep trying, people are going to see your message and spread it. And so that's what we're trying to do here, is if you really have a message that you think is important, like, go out and spread it. And it'll start small. Like, this whole online stuff is crazy for us because we started out as 12 kids trying to say stories at our middle schools, and now we're online trying to trying to hand out backpacks across the nation into like 1,600 schools. So what's crazy is, if you start small and if you keep, pressing retweet, pressing send, start talking to new people, like, a lot of people are going to say no, but eventually some people will say yes. And I think the support we've received is amazing, and it's only growing. So.
All right. And really quick, just Chris.
So, I'm not in high school, as you know, but I still work with the Inspire Ed team and group with Sergio and Lara. And how many of you guys here are freshmen or sophomores? Okay, so some of you. If you guys are interested in starting an Inspire Ed team at your school, definitely talk to one of us. We can really help you get started with all the resources to really not just end or stop bullying, but really change the whole culture and climate. So you look forward to going to school even more and just make it a better experience. So that's what I really work on, like the logistics and the research on the Inspired team as a college student, because I'm not in high school. But yeah, just definitely stop by our table, and we'll talk to you more about how you can start a team, and yeah, we can go from there.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, thank you so much. We're going to open it up to questions from you all. Hani has a mic, and we'll be traveling to whoever has a question for any of our panelists.
So, is it on?
Or
Okay. If you guys have any questions, feel free to make a little line behind me. The panelists will be able to answer as well as Leo. So actually, I got a question from our live stream for the panelists from Jennifer at Meade Junior High. And she asks, what can the authorities do to further limit hate and negativity on the internet without violating our civil rights?
That's a really good question. Wow.
Question. That's a really hard question. Very difficult one to answer properly, but it's a wonderful question.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that question?
It's going to take us a second to think about.
What can the authorities do to further limit hate and negativity on the internet without violating our civil rights?
I think I don't really think they can do anything about it. So if I wrote nasty things to someone online, then yeah, I did it. The police, like the authorities, can't really do anything because, free speech. But the school that I go to or the people I have hurt can report it to the school or to the workforce, and within that community, they will handle it from their own department. I think that's what I've seen. Really, I've never seen authorities get pulled into this unless someone causes harm to themselves or to someone else. But if it's just like saying negative things to someone else, I don't really think authorities will get involved. But if you're in a high school, probably your principal or your dean of students or someone would talk to you. But yeah.
As far as authorities, I'm not exactly sure on what their actions would be, but I do know that as people who are using the social media, we're the ones generating the content. And if you see something that is either degrading or hurtful, like, I really encourage you to report it and to become the own kind of police officer of online, because that like, we partnered with I Keep Safe, and they do look at things that are reported multiple times, and I'm sure, like, hashtag I Can Help is how people noticed that there was a bad account going on there. So I really encourage you guys to, if you see anything, like, please report it. It's easy to do on Instagram and on Facebook for sure. I'm not sure about other sites, but that might not be the answer to your question as far as authorities, but I know that there are people looking for that, and there are people that do want to take those things offline.
And like, to add to that, I mean, there's a presidential candidate running who are saying terrible things right now, and he's not getting arrested. So like, yeah. So like, there's really, I don't think the authorities can do. Yeah.
To add to that, actually, I think, if I understand the question correctly, from experience, I think if you see something online, or if someone says something hateful online on your page or something, there is a comment thing on Facebook that says, like, you could directly talk to the person and report it to them and say, like, hey, could you please take that off, it was hurtful. But if that's a little too daunting for you, you can, if you feel like you have even just one teacher at school that's really close to you, that you can talk to about it, maybe from there you can develop a relationship such that you can gradually change things online and in your community.
Hi. My name is Elena, and I'm actually with LA Parent Magazine. You guys are a very impressive group. My question for you as a mom and as a journalist is, parents a lot of times want to help, but we don't always know what our role should be when we do feel like our child is being bullied or maybe is the bully. And I would love to hear straight from you guys of what the parents' role should be in this. And I'm gonna sit so I can write.
That's a great question.
Yeah, it's really great. I think definitely talk to your child. Kind of don't, I know you kind of want to be like a mom figure role, but definitely kind of talk to them more like a friend. Definitely don't, because I know sometimes there's like scenarios or situations where your child is being bullied, and then you want to take immediate action, and then you'd go to the principal, or you'd kind of like handle the situation, and sometimes it doesn't really end well, because I know that as like teens, they would be like, oh, like you got your mom involved. So definitely just talk to your child and kind of talk to them what like you can do, something that wouldn't escalate the situation or make the situation worse.
I also think that I can understand too that probably for parents it's just as hurtful for your parents to see that your child is suffering as it is for your child, and I think that having that mutual understanding is really important. And I remember my parents used to read even books about like how to help your child who's suffering through bullying, like things along those lines. So I think maybe even doing some reading about that was helpful, because it usually has a lot of really good advice, which I unfortunately can't really grant personal advice as a parent. But I could say that even just saying to your child, like, I care for you and I want you to know that I'm always here to support you, is really, really gratifying. Even though it may seem like a simple gesture, just even constant reminders that you really love your child and constant reminders that they can always approach you is really, really helpful.
We have one more question. Sorry.
Hi. So many times this issue involves people who are either being bullied or the people who are bullying others. But what do you feel is the best way to involve the people that aren't really involved at all, but who can help with this whole issue?
I mean,
That was a great question.
Yeah.
I mean, as a bystander, someone should, at a school, for instance, you should tell a teacher or tell an administrator about what's going on because they probably don't know that that's happening. So telling someone anonymously, and I'm pretty sure your teachers and your principals will keep it anonymous, and then that way they can just confront the bully and be like, we've got an anonymous tip from someone that this was happening. So you're out of the picture, but you made a difference, and now it's in control of the administrators to really do something about it. But yeah.
I think definitely there are a lot of students out there who want to be able to make a difference, but are just too shy or can't really get out of their shell to do it. I think definitely start a campaign or something at your school, like I said, like Bridges, or like a club, or just something that really talks and targets cyberbullying or depression, anxiety, to really get like those students out there who really want to help out of their shell, because that would definitely inspire a bunch of other students to really make a difference.
Even as a minor gesture, also, like even just smiling to someone in the hall can even make a difference. I know that sounds kind of corny, but when someone's really not feeling up to going to school, like I think it can make a big difference. And smiling to them, befriending them, even saying hi to them, asking how their day was, how they're feeling, just things like that. Just be a good person.
I was actually going to say something similar, is that I think it all comes down to your consciousness on what is being posted. And I think we as like the audience, technically, I mean, we're generating the material, but we're also the audience. We have a huge responsibility to say, no, that's not okay. And if someone shows you, hey, look at this comment I'm posting on this person's Facebook like picture, like this is so funny, like just be the person that says, hey, like that's kind of making fun of them, like please don't do that. And I think when we start small, I mean there's a million organizations out there and some of them may work for your school and some of them may not, but if we all start small and just say, yes, this is not an okay thing to do, I think that has a huge impact as well.
And our last question.
Since this is between student and student or child and child, what about if it's a child with parent? Like say if you know somebody that is being bullied at home, like what can you do to help? Like, because these situations are only between a child and a child. What if there's a child and a parent?
Are you asking about parental abuse or like emotional abuse?
Well, like say if like the child is always getting like, oh, like, actually, yeah, that's kind of, yeah. Sorry.
No worries.
We have time for one response, so if anyone's really dying to answer.
Okay, is that fine to answer? All right. I know definitely as like I know parents, it's really hard. You don't know if like you're saying something right to someone, but if you know someone who is going through a lot of parental abuse or like bullying by the parents, definitely have that child talk to someone, talk to a counselor, a teacher, or kind of like an adult figure. Definitely not like their parent, but an adult figure that could really help with the situation.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone on the stage. You guys gave some great answers, and it was really helpful for me too. Thank you all, and enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys
so much for
You
having
guys are awesome.